Hello YouTubers and welcome to another video where I am going to be talking about a very popular device, which is the Chord Mojo 2. This is an unbelievable piece of equipment, and I'm going to share with you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, how I came to, have it, and hopefully give you some insight into what this little device is. So let's crack on. So this is the Mojo 2. A lot of people talk about it online. I mean, you don't have to go far in the audiophile world to see someone talking about the Mojo as like the best thing since sliced bread. I never really got it, and I think for years I wanted to get it and I didn't get it because I thought there was a lot of hype around it. Also, I wasn't really fond of the old micro USB ports here. It's quite limited in terms of how you can connect it. That kind of put me off. And of course, I had the hip back here, which is much cheaper, and it was serving my needs very well. It was driving my one more quad drivers really well. It drives my Ico 087s really well. So I didn't really see much need to, and I was happy with this device. It's a really good device, got balanced, all that kind of stuff. I got nice bass, and I'm a bass lover. So I never felt like, I'm going to spend so much money on a Mojo, how much better can it be? But but then I got these Sennheisers HD660 S2s, and all of a sudden, these two kind of didn't work very well. Just like this is really good and delivers really nice, sweet sound, but it's not really meant to drive a 300 ohm headphone. So it works, but there's something missing in the sound. So I was like, okay, maybe it's time to get something else. And like the Mojo's got 5.2 volts output and whatnot. Everyone says that this drives everything else, everything in the market. High impedance, whatever. This will do it. So I decided to give it a try. But I didn't just get this. I also got the Griffin, because the Griffin, on paper, it had all the connections that were missing from the Mojo, balanced output, which for some reason I'm fond of that. Although I'm not sure if there's any advantage to that, and I think Mojo doesn't have that. And of course, I liked the Zendak already a lot, so it made sense. If the Griffin was like just a step up from the Zendak, then yeah. So I got this one as well to try, and then I went on a journey of swapping things back and forth, using the Sennheisers, but also using my IEMs, the 087s and the quad drivers, just to see which one of these devices was actually better. And I think it's difficult, because the Griffin is better in many ways, especially when you pair it with high impedance headphones. The Griffin it has more authority, basically. Like it doesn't feel like it's running out of breath when it's driving something like the S2s here. And with the Mojo, I didn't really feel that as much. When it comes to IEMs and things, the Mojo is fine, but I just felt that there was some edge missing, which I could get, especially in the low end, which I could get from the Griffin. But that's the low end, because overall, like when you swap from, you're listening to a track that you really like on this, and then you switch to the Mojo. How can I describe it? It's like the sound is more open, right? It just opens up, you can hear little things a little bit better. You know, the instruments are better defined. The voices are amazing. You know, like this the thing, everything's kind of sharper, but without being too clinical. You know, because sometimes things can be sharper, but like not in a good way. But with the Mojo, things are just sharper, but still warm somehow. You know, like so. There's got all this resolution without it becoming, you know, analytical. I think that's the word. So really good. But the Griffin still, you know, had like that edge over the low end. You know, much more authority over the low end. And in some songs, you know, depending on the songs, the Griffin's kind of like space and airiness and stuff, quite similar to the Mojo. But on other songs, the Mojo just leaves the Griffin to dust. So it's a little bit. I think there's a little bit of taste involved in this, but it's fair to say that the Mojo is the most capable device in terms of resolution, for example. You know, in terms of making you feel that the music. So with this stuff, this thing here with live music, is just like incredible. You know, like you just feel the music more. That the Griffin is more of a traditional sound signature, which is good. It's great. It sounds very similar to the Zendak, but of course with much more detail and much more authority. You know, you got a bunch of features here, which I'm not going to discuss now because we're talking about the Mojo. So yeah, so then I did that with the Griffin and the Mojo and the Hip DAC and so on and so forth. And the Mojo is a really good device, like unbelievable. One of my favorite features is the equalizer. So you go with these little dots here, and you do get used to it. You know, like you got colors and things. So you got the basically an equalizer. This is a 5-band equalizer. What does that mean? It means that with any headphones or earphones that you connect to this, you can adjust the sound to your liking. I like bass, for example, so I can adjust it. You know, like for example, the quad drivers are quite bassy already, so I want to adjust that so much. You know, it's just basic. You can adjust the sound on the go, how you feel in the moment, to the headphones that you are, and that's an underrated feature, right? So, and it's so good, you know, because whether you connect this to some speakers or a hi-fi system or headphones or whatever, the ability to control the equalizer is having an equalizer built in is just, you know, it's one of those features that's amazing. I thought I was going to be upset about the micro USB here, but I actually don't mind it at all. It's got USB-C for data only and micro USB for charging. I did connect this to my stereo, and yeah, it did improve the sound. It just sounds like the Mojo. I don't know what to do. It's just incredible, you know. You should believe all the hype because the sound is really good. And of course, it's got this little quirk of having 2 ports here, so you can listen to, you know, when you're A/Bing headphones. I think that's quite useful. But there was one thing that the Mojo, I mean, it's a portable device. I mean, look, it runs on batteries and stuff. No matter what people say, that's never going to replace an amplifier that runs on mains. It just can't, you know, because of all, I don't know exactly how the circuitry works and stuff, but, you know, everything is oscillating and doing all that kind of stuff. So if the amount of power reserve that you have from a device like this is not going to be the same as a desktop device. So I felt that the Griffin is better at that, you know. So if you want to drive like high impedance headphones on the go, I think the Griffin is probably the better choice here. If you are ready to part with the sweet sound that the Mojo gives you. That's not to say that the Mojo doesn't do it. It does do it, but in my experience, I was just feeling like there was something missing until I connected this to my L30 amplifier, and then all of a sudden you got the Mojo sound signature with power. And my God, I don't know how to, I read reviews and stuff, and people talk about soundstage and 3D holographic feelings, and how the instruments are separate across the stage, that the stage is wide, focused, narrow, close, all this kind of stuff. I mean, I don't really have the words to describe sound in that way, but I can describe the sound of the Mojo as the best sound that I've ever heard from any device. And when you pair it to an amplifier, which I suggest you do for your full size cans, then you'll be in sound heaven. So yeah, get one. If you don't have one, get one. There's one thing I really like about it. Like, you turn it on, you got all these light show here as it goes through the startup procedure. Right, and then I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Maybe you need. Did you hear that? So it's got a relay. Then when you turn it off, it makes that sound, and I find that so cool. And of course it's made in the UK. So you don't find stuff made in the UK too often these days. So the fact that it's made in the UK, it's just a little nice touch. But the build quality this is a solid box, huh? There's nothing shaking here. I mean, everything is very sturdy with the Mojo. I mean, there's a little bit of because there's like 3 feet here, and then where they stuck the USB-C there, so obviously removed the need for the 4th foot there. But if you put it on a flat table, it's not perfectly. Yeah, it's just like this is shallower than the other feet, basically. So that's a bit of a bugger. Yeah, let's just put the USB there and let's not care about, whether it'll rock on the table kind of situation. Man, like I'm very impressed with this device here. Don't be put off by the light display here. I think it looks pretty cool, and after a couple of days of using it, you'll get it. You press once, twice, then you're in the let it do the initiation process first. Now it's on. So you press once, and here you can turn. This is to select whether you want dim light or not. Then here you've got this crossfeed, which is supposed to simulate the speaker, and then you go, that's low frequencies, that's mid bass, that's like mid, that's highs, and that's that. So you'll crack it after a little while. Don't be put off by this. I hear people being quite harsh about it, but I think it's got a nice feature. It certainly looks cool, and you'll learn. The learning curve is not that steep. Initially I thought, well, 3.5 millimeters, I mean, why not balanced and so on and so forth, and everyone else is doing balanced, like hi-fi does balanced on their cheap devices, and the Griffin's got balanced and so on and so forth. And I don't really understand too much about the balanced versus unbalanced technology, other than I think the balanced, you can set it up to give more power. I think that's usually what happens with the balanced output. But in real practice, you don't hear anything. But it does feel a little bit shitty that you're connecting. This is why I think this is not meant for big headphones. But when you connect something like this to a 3.5 millimeter, it's a little bit. It doesn't feel right. But of course, you know, you use this 3.5 millimeter output, this beautiful juicy sound, feed it into an amp, and then you got a proper connection there for your headphones, and then you'll be in music heaven. So thumbs up for me. The Mojo is a really, really, really good device. I'm really happy with it. The micro USB, don't be put off by it as well, because yeah, would it be nice to have the USB-C for charging? Yeah, sure. Is it a deal breaker? Yeah, not really. You know, like, it only comes with one cable. Like, that's one thing that I think that they could have improved, because it comes with this lazy cable, like just a little cable. That's it. Whereas the iFi Griffin comes with 3 cables, right? So it comes with a USB A to USB C. It even comes with a lightning adapter that works with the Mojo, by the way. And it comes with the USB to USB C. So I think Chord could at least send in the package, you know, a means of connecting this to an iPhone, for example, and the phone in general, you know, so a lightning cord and a USB cord C, because, you know, it's not a cheap device, and then you buy it, and then, well, I use it mostly with my laptop, but it's sold as a portable device, so you're gonna need to connect it to your phone, I suppose. So, well, hopefully you enjoyed this review. It's more my opinion. It's more me rambling about the Mojo 2. Just get one. It really is that good. It's unbelievably good. And if you want to power heavy cans, get yourself an amplifier. I tried the Zen DAC signature. Zen Can signature. I didn't like it. I think the sound was too warm, because the Mojo is warm already, and the sound of this is also warm. So I didn't really like it. Well, you might do, but surprisingly, the much cheaper Topping L30, this combination here, man, it's like, it's good. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Give me ideas in the comments and things. Obviously, I don't do YouTubing a lot. This is something I just do for fun when it's all unscripted. It's just me rambling about things. So if you like it, put thumbs up and subscribe. As usual, I feel like a YouTuber now talking like this. So thank you so much.